Repetition builds what? Habits. What do you take to your fights? You can also be doing the wrong thing over and over and over again. We're going to have 3 punches. We're going to have short step, which is going to be right where it's at. Medium step is 3 inches. Long step is 6 inches. So it looks like this. Short step, medium step, long step, and then we'll do step jab. So short step, medium step, long step, step jab. Okay? All the same punch. It's your feet that matter. Short step, right where it's at. Boom, you're not moving. You're just picking it up and putting it down. And what we're doing is we're getting this little comfortable with this little bitty bit of weight transfer. Right? That's that little transfer. Besides all the stuff we got going with our hips, right? We want a little tiny bit of weight transfer. Boom. Boom. Right? Elbow to the ground. Boom. Boom. Okay, let's try it. You ready? I'm going to yell short step. You're going to try and step straight up and straight down. Little tiny hip rotation. Little weight transfer, slight bit of weight transfer from your back foot to your right foot, from your back foot to your front foot. When you turn it, right, take your palm and turn it down. Okay, now listen, we're teaching the fundamental basic jab from the proper position. All right, you ready? Short step. Let's throw the jab with it, look at me. Boom. Short step. Short step. Little bit of hip rotation, short step, short step, until you get a feel. You want to tie your hands and your feet together until you get a feel. It'll smooth itself out as you do the technique over and over. Right now it's a little clumsy, okay? Over time, these things will smooth themselves out. The most important thing is you get the understanding that your feet and your hands have to be tied together, okay? That your hips are rolling, that we're doing a little bit of weight transfer, right? That we're driving punches up from the floor, okay? You ready? Short step. Get your arm extended. Short step. Tuck your chin. What's the profile to a jab? Look at me. This is the profile. That means from over my shoulder. We don't want that. We want that. We want your jab looking just like that. Just like that. Okay, chin down in your chest. Boom, like that. Okay, you see that? Short step. Short step. Short step. Keep that right elbow in, coach. There you go. Short step. Short step. A little weight transfer going. Right, get him at the end of that shot. Medium step. Medium step. Medium step. Extend your arms out. Extend your arm. Keep your chin tucked. Tuck that chin into that shoulder too when you do it. There you go. You want it like that. Okay? And pronate that hand. Just like that. Okay, that's nice. Okay? For this stage, this is nice. You ready? Short step. Long step. Long step. Step back. Step jab. Short step. Medium step. Long step. Step jab. Pivot, pivot. Efficiency and timing beat speed. Okay? You don't have to be the fastest person out there. You don't have to be the strongest person out there. You can be the most technically correct person. You can have the best strategy and win fights against people who are much more physically superior than you are. Right? This isn't about cavemen. This isn't cave brawling. This is boxing. Right? Your most important punch you're going to throw throughout your entire career is going to be your jab. You're going to throw it more than any other thing you do. You're going to use it to set up more than any other punch, all your combinations. Okay? It's the most important punch. In amateur boxing, if you can defeat a guy's jab, he doesn't have a lot left. He doesn't know what to do next. Right? If you have a crappy jab and a guy's just defeating your jab, you're in for a long night. Right? It's the most important punch you'll throw in fighting. Right? Fall in love with it, become an expert at it, right? 4 different types, short step, medium step, long step, step jab. The technique stays fundamentally the same. We're going to move on to punch number 2, which is the right hand, okay? Guys call it the brick hand, you know, whatever the nickname is. We call it 2, number 2, all right? This is what happens when people throw an incorrect punch. They're like this, and they cycle into the punch, and they go like, you see all the time. Guys are horny, right? We want punches to go straight. Now, I know that this is going to seem like to you like this is a straight punch, right? Because it's just going from here to here in a straight line, but it's really an arced punch. Let me show you from the back. Can you see the arc that I'm going on? I'm throwing an arced punch. Okay? The punch that we want is the punch that goes from here straight out. Boom. 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 Chin buried. Boom. Like that, right? Now, when you first throw this punch, it's going to feel like you don't have as much power. You may feel great doing it, right? But you might not feel that you have as much power as you would have if you went like this. And you might not at first, right? But I'm assuring you, you're not landing this punch during a fight, okay? The punch that's going to land is a nice, short, straight, boom! You're in here, boom! Right like this. Elbow to the ground, straight off your shoulder, boom! Just like that, boom. Technique precedes power, okay? Give up your notion of power right now to develop your technique. Once you have your technique, the power will follow, okay? All right, let's try and throw the 2. Now remember, let your weight sink down into your feet. I want to see full hip rotation, chin down. Keep your left hand here like this. Put your head, your chin in the cradle like this. And when you throw it, fully rotate, and you should end up, everybody look at me, you should end up looking just like this when you throw that punch. Okay, not like this, right? Not like this. That punch goes straight out and straight back, like on a wire, right? We don't want you dragging that punch like that because that's where you get countered right there. Straight out and straight back. Elbow pointed down towards the ground. Does everybody see that? Take your palm, turn it over. Turn it over. Turn it over. All right, here we go. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Good. All right. We're going to throw 1, 2, and you're just going to throw it where you're standing. 1, 2. Just like that. All right, you ready? 1, 2. Nice. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Listen closely. Short step. Medium steps. Long steps. Short step. Medium step. Long step. Step jab. Pivot. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to say 2, and I want you to throw the 2, then leave it out. Leave it out just like this. 2. Good. Leave it out. Fully extended. Fully extended. Fully extended. Good. Fully extended. Good. 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 Fully extended. Fully extended. Good. Don't fall off to the side. Fully extended. Okay, now you're set up to throw to 3. If it ever feels any different than this, then you're off balance. Okay, it needs to feel like this, and now you should be set up. So where should your hip be? Your hip should be right. Your hip should be as far back as it can possibly be, right? Your bow needs to be pulled back as far as it possibly can because you want to have all your energy stored up. Have you stored up all your energy? There you go. Have you stored up all your energy? You stored up your energy to be released? Yep, yep, yep. Good. Now you're going to do this. All you're going to do is you're going to bring this hand back and you're going to bring your hip. You're going to go like this. You're going to replace this foot on the ground. And then you're going to go like this, and we're going to go thumb up. Thumb up like this. Thumb up like this. All it is boom. Look at my chin. Look at my right hand. What's the counter to a hook? A counter to a hook is a hook. Okay, so I go like this. What do I mean by that? So Nick has thrown his 2, right? Now he's going to throw his 3, right? So go ahead and throw your 3. Good, like that, and turn it over. That's real nice, chin down. Okay, now go back and leave your 2 out. Right? I'm the other guy. Now I know what Nick's doing, so I'm going to try and throw my 3 at the same time. So if Nick brings his hand down here, and I have my hand here, right, out he goes, right? So when you throw your 3, you have to make sure you bring this hand back and protect yourself. Boom, because the counter to a 3 is a 3. So when you're throwing your 3, he's throwing his 3 simultaneously. He's throwing his 3. You got to make sure that hand comes back up to your face here, right? And that you got him right like that, okay? The 3 is just this. You turn the thumb up, elbow out as it comes, and you're as a unit, like this. You're not swinging your arms. It's a unit. Boom, boom, ha! Boom. Everybody see that? Okay, let's try that. Put the 2 out. 3. Good. Go back. Now you should be careful. Do it again. Put the 2 out. 3. Make sure you don't rock back onto your heels. Make sure you don't rock back onto your heels. Looks good. Looks good. Bring it back. Put the 2 out. 3. Okay, back. Now I want it to be violent. Now I want it to be violent. Ready? 3. Ooh, that's nice. 3. Ooh, that's nice. Go back. One more. 3. What is king in boxing? Repetition. Repetition over and over and over and over and over again, which also means you're going to take those habits, right, to the fight. The wrong habits, the wrong techniques, the wrong skills, right? It requires that you're an adult and you go through it. It requires that you do it over and over and you're meticulous in your attention to detail, right? Because you're forging that nerve path, and that nerve path is what's going to happen during a fight when you got to go spontaneously, and all it takes is this versus this, and you lost. That's all it takes. That versus that, and you lost the fight. Right? You're throwing your hook, you bring your hand here, he throws his hook, he's got his hand up, out you go. All that training, all that hard work, all that dieting, everything you've done, all the days you missed, all that stuff, because you weren't able to focus long enough to keep yourself here versus here. Because it seems like an inconsequential detail right now until you get clipped on the chin. Right? Until you get clipped. Okay? So this matters. Every little thing matters. Every little detail matters. Okay? So when we're throwing these shots, you got to become detail oriented to become really good. If you're left-handed, it's the opposite, but it's the forward to right uppercut. Okay? Now the first mistake that people make when they throw this punch is what? They lower their hand, right? They do this. So there's a variety of little nuances in an uppercut, and we're not going to get into all of them. We're going to get into a couple, okay? There's a long uppercut where you rotate off of the lead shoulder, and you're throwing it like this. And then there's the short uppercut where you're going to replace this shoulder with this one. You don't need any room. To give you an example, he throws a jab, but we slip the jab, but his head's back there, right? Well, a short uppercut won't work, so I got to, right? I'm going to bang, bang. Right? I'm going to try and rotate around this shoulder a little bit. Can you see that? I'm going to try and rotate around this shoulder. It's a little long, so I slipped it, and I'm going to rotate around this shoulder. The other one is when we're in like this, and I'm going to pull this shoulder back and put this shoulder here, and I'm just going to rotate it up like this. I don't need any space. I create my own space. Right? I just create my own space by pulling my shoulder back. Boom, like that. Boom, right? Boom. Boom, right? We're going to work on that one. We're going to work on the short one. We're going to be like this. We're going to rotate like this. And what I'm not doing with my hand is this. I'm not doing that. I'm just going from here, boom, boom, right? And I'm doing that primarily, right? Normally we punch off of this plane. We're going to change it. We're going to punch off of that plane a little bit. We're going to tilt our shoulders a little bit, right? Tilt the shoulder girdle a little bit, right? We're going to tilt the shoulder girdle a little bit. Let that weight sink in, right? Drop down to a proper level and bring it right back to your face. None of this, just like that. Chin down, right? We want that shot to be just like that. We don't want your head up. It's just here, here. Boom, boom. Short punch, okay? Short punch. We'll talk about the long punch next time. But for right now, we're doing the short punch. Okay, let's try it all together. 4, tie your body together. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, chin down, 4. Okay, we're going to try and get the 5 in real quick. It's the opposite side, right? We're not going to make it a big deal. We're going to say the same technique as that. We're just going to go like that, multiplying, pop, like that. Boom, right? Lead foot. We're going to rotate our hip. We're going to come up underneath. This hand protects us. Up, like that. Keep your chin down. So this is your profile when you're done. Just like that, okay? 5, pop. Short, pop, pop. Okay, short, up like that. It's not a long punch. It's not a scoop, right? There are variations of this. We're working on the simplest form of it. Just from here, a little bit of tilt in your shoulder. Replace that shoulder with this one. Pop, up like that. This is like the practical nature. Pop, right in here like that. We're just here. Pop, right? Nice and short. You ready? 5. Not like this. Like this. Keep your elbows in tight. 5. Give up power. Technique precedes power. 5. Shorter. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 2. 2. 2, 5. 2, 5. 2, 5. 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. Technique precedes power. Give up a little of your power to get your technique. Repetition is king.